Good morning, good day, good evening. Whenever you'll be watching this, I've been postponing to do it, but lockdown has awarded me finally the opportunity to do it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is just making the best of the current situation we find ourselves in. Nonetheless, question of the day. I want to ask you, do we know how to relate with each other as human beings? Do you know how to relate with those around you? Allow me to introduce to you the concept of the day, relational intelligence. Now we know that as human beings, we are wired for connection. We are relational beings by nature. I also want you to be cognizant of the fact that the quality of our life is dependent on the quality of our relationship. Let's take funerals for instance. At funerals, there's a program, there are speeches. People will be talking about you. That is just them reflecting on how they connected with you and how you impacted on their lives. So now that is the quintessence of this statement. The quality of our life is dependent on the quality of our relationships. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the term relationship. Let's define it. A relationship is the manner in which two or more people connect, their state of being, and how they impact on one another. Intelligence, simple terms. Intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge, the ability to form opinion and judgment, the ability to critically think so that you can solve a problem. Now let's borrow the adjective relational from relationships. Combine what I just defined. Do we have the cognitive ability to connect as human beings? And when I'm talking about connecting, when I'm talking about relating, I'm talking about a deeper connection. I'm not talking about keeping company and talking about things that don't even have an impact in our lives. I'm talking about connecting on a deeper level with another being. We're going to look at how we both conflict and connect as human beings as we unpack this relational intelligence and the ability to connect with those around us. How do we conflict and connect with people around us? I'm going to ask you another question. I'm full of questions, you can tell. Another thing, when somebody brings a perspective or a point across, are you able to view it from another perspective? Are you able to view it from the context within which it was brought? Or is your way and nobody else's? You cannot want to determine context on something that you did not bring. So are you able for a minute, able to step away from the way, your lens of life, and look at something from the context within which it was brought? I know generally as human beings, we respond within the lens of our own lives. We know, but are we able to step out for a minute and connect and see things from the same angle? So already now, in the midst of a discussion, perception is at play. How you perceive something really matters because it will guide how you respond. And another thing that I want to ask you, when you respond, are you aware of is this response coming from? Is it coming from a defensive mode or what? And if you are defensive, what is the basis for that defensiveness? Is it how you're socialized, how you were brought up, your familial interactional patterns? Is it your past relationships, or what is it? What is behind this defensiveness? And another critical point that I want to ask you is being right better than understanding another person or being in understanding with another person? Because most of us are obsessed with being right or wrong. No, you think I'm wrong. Is that important? Is it important rather than understanding another person and being in understanding, resonating with one another? Ladies and gentlemen, now we are aware that as we we communicate as beings. As I said, perception rather is at play. So be aware of those relational patterns of your own. Another thing, that already tells you that we come with a relationship resume, a CV of some sort. You are from somewhere, I am from somewhere. What happens when these two come together? Does a volcano erupt or harmony prevails? What happens when you and I come together? Relational intelligence. What is to become of relationships if we don't know how to connect with one another? What is to become of me and you as partners if we do not know how to connect with each other? Why are we even in relationships? Well, the only ones that we are in control of is romantic relationships. Why are we in those romantic relationships if I'm not understanding my partner and my perception is all that matters? Relational intelligence. Please reflect on this and I'll catch you on my next video. I thank you.